Okay. I'm just going to share this out with others. All right, that looks good. Let me just get my pop-out chat. Hey guys, Juju22 here, and welcome back to Blue Toad Baseball with MLB The Show. And it's nice to be here, and it is a really nice night outside. And so far, we don't have anybody in the chat right now, but just want to say hello to those who are watching this live, or if you're watching this on the replay. I thank you. But yeah, had a nice dinner. Um, and out of and the first round is excuse me. First round is coming to an end. I mean, 24 out of the 30 teams are in the first round or play in the first round, and you have 6 teams that are that do receive first round buys. However, they will have a lot to prove when the first round is done. Also, hey, what's up, AJ? So five games have played out of 12, I should say, not possible. Out of 12 team out of all I can't even talk. Out of 12 games for us to get from 30 teams to 18 teams, there are 12 games and we've gone through 5 out of them. We've gotten we got 5 out of the way. So it's 5 down, 7 to go is what I was trying to say. Can't talk. But nonetheless though, among some of those who have already advanced include the Texas Rangers, the Chicago White Sox, Baltimore Orioles, um, and I believe the Milwaukee Brewers were one of them, and the Detroit Tigers. So far those teams have already made it to the end. Well, not to the end, but they made it to the next round is what I'm trying to say. But there are 7 games left to go. So of course AJ being on one of those teams, the Texas Rangers, has already advanced. So AJ, how do you feel about already making it out of the first round into the second? And also I'm gonna check my messages really quickly in case anyone's trying to contact me. Ooh. Okay. All right. Again, Hey, there's Atticus. And Atticus, I don't know if you know this, but your team already played. Although I'm not sure if you already knew that. But yeah, Atticus, your team. I'll just show you really quickly. So your team has already won their game. Okay, so you knew. Okay, I see. I wasn't sure if you remembered or not, but yeah, you guys won, and as a result, you got Jose Blanco to join your team. Oh yeah, you saw the. Okay, see, I wasn't sure, but the thing between you and AJ in the wrestling streams has gotten a bit interesting to say the least. So, of course, we'll keep a watch on that situation, but for now, this is baseball. But yeah, Atticus, how do you feel about now having Jose um, join your team? Always got to make things entertaining. Hey, what's up, Frostbite? And that's another guy whose team is already advanced to the second round. Good, but I'm still iffy on the pitching. Nah, I see. I get you. I get you. And once we get to the second round, I'll go into much more greater detail about how that works. The second round, that is, on how it works and what determines which 10 teams advance to the official playoff round. And we'll get to that when we get to it. But right now, we got to go through 7 more first round games. But anyway, nice to see you there, Mr. Frostbite. I'll start the first game at around um, at the top of the hour, or until somebody who hasn't had a game yet and hasn't played yet that has a first round game comes in, whatever comes first. So this is a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that, but I'm always willing to talk. And for Frostbite, I may as well show what his team looks like right now. So currently, Mr. Frostbite is the starting ace, and he just acquired himself a very good catcher, Cole Weston. Hey, Patty! And it's great to see Patty again. Your own elimination. Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, if you guys are more, if you're just as interested in this show when it comes to baseball, you could always check out Frostbite. He also does baseball videos of his own, so definitely check him out. Just want to give him a plug there. But also, it's great to see Patty again, and I know that Patty had trouble with um, had what is it? Well, I don't know if I should say what that trouble was. I just know that it wasn't like serious or anything like that. Down to the last 6 teams, awesome, man. And also, Azrael Black is here, and he too has his own team. I mean, I'm just gonna go over to the Chicago White Sox, and as you can see, he is the first baseman, and he won his game, and by default has Jamar on his team. Had trouble. Okay, see, I wasn't sure if I should mention it, but yeah, that is true that Patty had trouble with her internet, but I'm happy that she's back and that it's been taken care of. But speaking of Patty, there she is right there with the then known at the time Slam Diego Padres. That includes Fernando Tatis Jr., the cover star at the time, Peppermint Patty. But you know what? Wait, let me check something really quickly. Oh, actually, Patty's team, or the team that drafted her rather, is actually one of the 6 teams that has a first round bye. So actually, Patty gets to chill, but not like Peppermint Patty chill. But but otherwise gets to relax for a little bit before we get to the second round. But nonetheless, though, it is great to see you again, Patty, and I mean, yeah, you had a couple of matches, not just on this show, but on AJ's show, and so yeah, a lot of catching up to do. But hey, nonetheless, it's great to see you again. Mm, mm. I'm just finishing up my meal. Well, but well, if we don't get anyone in the chat, I'll just simply pick out the game. It's not a problem, and I'll let everybody. I was only without all my friends to talk to. Yeah, and it just doesn't feel the same without you. There's just no doubt about that. I'm not sure if I gave you this already, but I'll do it. So, Patty, there is your World Series championship ring that you won with Kelly from last year. I forgot if I gave you one, but there it is. All right, 2 more minutes, and we'll start. In fact, I'm going to make my way over to the exhibition. And of course, every game is 3 innings long. That way the games don't take forever or anything like that. Let's start with our first one. We have the Washington Nationals. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, Washington Nationals. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's actually going to be the Washington Nationals. You already did, but I'll happily take this one too. All right, so first game is the Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves. And speaking of which, let me what the heck am I doing? I forgot to get my Excel sheet. What am I doing? So we have Joshua James and of course Wally, our resident Atlantean. And let me also check to see if anyone's messaged me. Doesn't look like anyone did. Okay. Let me just turn off my notifications. Okay. Well, sadly, I don't have a way to contact Wally, but for Joshua, I will do that right now. Though he's more than welcome to watch it on the replay, but I figured the least I can do is let him know. And then, oh, we have Killshot Matt Storm, and Killshot, I have some good news. I have you set for the next show. And then also, Jamar, great to see you. I play Fortnite with Mitty and other friends that my oldest daughter played. We played for about 10 hours. That's insane. You know what? I got to give you some props, Patty, because I probably would be chilling, but hey, I'm happy to see that you had fun, and I seriously mean that. But we are going to go to Truist Park, and of course, 3 innings. And clear skies. All right, cool. And with that, good luck to Wally on the Braves, and good luck to Joshua on the Nationals. And of course, whichever team wins will be able to take the star player, i.e., the created player, from the other team. So if the Nationals win, they get Wally. But if Wally's team, the Braves, win, then they get Joshua James. So yeah, an updated version of Killshot under the LTD hashtag. And with that, it is time for the show. Oh, I almost forgot about my. So, of course, on one hand, you have Steven Strasburg, of course, who at the time was still with the Nationals, but I do remember his rookie year, man. I remember that he had a good rookie year, but unfortunately, they were very, very cautious with his pitch count, and they shut him down much earlier in their season. Although I think that might have been the 2010 season, I'm not sure. But whatever the case was, he now goes up against Max Fried, and we start with Lane Thomas at the top of the order. Just waiting for the logos. Take me. Actually, let me play a song. Oh, turn that down. Yeah, that's the closest thing to a baseball theme that I have. Yeah, I do like the seventh inning stretch with "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." That's awesome. And you know what? That reminds me. Well, I'll buy you some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Oh, wild pitch, but thankfully nobody on base. So anyway, this is 3 innings, and obviously whoever wins moves on and recruits the other team's star player. And we have a bloop single to start off with for Washington. Obviously, if you're Washington, you got to strike first and strike quick. If you fail to strike, then yeah, it's not going to end well for you. If you're the Washington Nationals. But yeah, great to see you there, Jamar. Strike one. All right. 1-1, and at the plate is Alcides Escobar. And of course, if you're Atlanta, you want to be able to limit the damage, if not prevent it altogether. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. And the first one for Max Fried. One down. Just a great pitch there. Of course, the Braves did win the they did win season two's World Series. So of course these guys are not that far off removed from their uh, winning season. But that's insane that you were able to play for 10 hours though. Although I don't know if that was 10 hours straight or that was done in a 2 day or maybe even a 3 day span. But either way, that's still impressive that you played 10 hours. All right, so 0-2 for Max Fried against Juan Soto. Fouls it away. Why is it not showing gameplay? What? Wait. Wait. What? Oh. I just noticed something like, wait, what the hell? All right. Let me reinstall it. Cuz that's so weird. And I'm happy that you let me know about it. Oh, no, not that. Yeah, but that is so weird though. Hmm. Okay, what the heck? And of course that's actually what I look like. So, yeah. But why is this thing not working? Like seriously? That's so weird. You had a breather though. All right, that's good. But that's still weird though how it's not working the way it should. I'm like, come on, man. Huh? The hell? Hmm. No. The hell? See, this is what I hate about this. Is like, I just want something to work the way that it should. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm just asking for things to work. Oh man. All right. Let me try that again. But this is getting really, really frustrating here, to say the least. No. Wow, this is just so stupid. Wait. Oh, well, now it left. Oh, man. I apologize, folks, for the inconvenience that this is causing. I'm like, really? You're just gonna do me like this, huh? No? Huh. I apologize, folks, but but for some reason it's not working. I don't know why. Is it this? Huh. Yeah, exactly. This is definitely not fair. I'm like, really? I just asked for one thing to work. Is that difficult to do? And I'm talking, of course, about my video capture card now. Okay, maybe if I remove it and then reattach it, let's see if that does anything. I don't know if it will, but it's worth a shot. But I'm like, seriously? Hi there, Crushing Kelly. All right, let me see if that works. I don't know if it does. Really? Did it stop working or something? Or did I? Let me just make sure. Yeah. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to find anything I can do to get this thing to work. Okay. Oh, finally it works. But I'm just thinking, why did it not work the way that it should? Seriously. Okay, well, I'm happy it finally works, but still. Okay, so now that we finally got that out of the way, I'm like, why this wasn't working the way that it should have is completely beyond me. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. But still, like, really? Alright, well, hopefully you guys can see it now. Yeah, it was OBS issues. I'm like, seriously. So it wasn't the game and it wasn't my internet. This time it was OBS. I'm like, as well as my capture card, really. Actually, it wasn't so much. Actually, it was kind of a combination of all these things. But anyway, great to see crushing Kelly. And I'm sorry that I missed. Well, then again, what am I sorry for? I mean, I have to work at around the times that Kelly's doing the show. But I hope all is well in BMWF. And I did hear about the good news. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't give you issues either. But I am happy to say enough people have asked, and I've decided to give in for popular demand. Not that I always do this, but I will. And hit straight up in the air. And this might be a tag up situation. It will be. And that's going to result in a 1-0 lead for Washington. But anyway, as so before I had lost my train of thought, what I was going to say was that due to popular demand, uh, not this weekend, but the following weekend, I will be doing another Fire Pro show. So I look forward to doing that, and of course I will be building up that card in the week after after this coming weekend. And speaking of this weekend, I will be doing my show, of course, but I also look forward to one show in particular. But I'll go into more detail about that when that time comes. Hit the other way. Will it drop? Well, it drops into the stands. Right now, Washington has a 1-0 lead, and for Max Fried, he can ill afford to give up another run, especially with only 3 innings to work with. All right, so fastball above the strike zone. I think I know what you're talking about. Yep, of course, you know, Kelly and Asriel know. But there's definitely a time and a place. Yeah, it seems like the Nationals fell off. It's like they were just several. It wasn't even that many years ago that they were on top, and now they just fell off. And by that same token, it felt like the Rangers were already falling off or had fell off, and they were still falling until like 2022, and then later on they had that great season this past year in 2023. Did the Rangers? So it's kind of like the opposite of what the Nationals went through. Of course, you still have Steven Strasburg, but of course he's not the same dynamic pitcher that he was in his prime. So right now, Washington has a 1-0 lead. But as for the Fire Pro show, like I said, enough people have reached out to me and have requested it, and I'm like, you know what? That's more than enough demand for me. So I'm like, yeah, at least they won. My team hasn't won since '85. Hate St. Louis. Wait, hasn't won since '85. '85. Been in to that. The Tigers. But actually, they won in they won in the year of the Tiger, 1984. I was like, wait, 85? 85 is when the Royals won. I know that. But no, it was actually 84. And I can remember, well, not remember, but but I do remember watching like an old broadcast of the old NBC broadcast, and it had Bob Costas in it. Anyway, that was a walk given up, and if you're Strasburg, you have the lead, but you can ill afford to give it up. Yeah, kind of like that. At least, Damian Lillard was smart enough to know that, he's only got so long before, he can't compete for a championship anymore. So yeah. So yeah, it was sad though. And that makes me feel loads better. Although now that you mention it, I didn't. Now that you mention it, being a Tigers fan, like I was watching, I believe his name was Jeff Bridges, do a little documentary on classic ballparks, and one of them was the old Tiger Stadium. And I was watching that feature on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, they really don't make ballparks like they used to back then. Well, I had a much nicer day. In fact, I've had several nice days this week compared to all the weeks I've had for much of this year. It has more to do with, my workload dropping off, although it definitely helps to have help. And it also helps that my workload has shrunk to a more manageable level, so I'm very happy about that. And that's also another reason why. Oh, before I go any further, here is the starting lineup, and of course, there you see our friend Wally Johnson going to be batting fourth in the lineup and is playing at third base. So with the Matin season over, um, with the Matin season over, I will make some final arrangements to put. Yes, they are in the game, of course. Yep, the Kraken are in. Like once I found out that the Kraken were going to be coming in, that's when I got the game. So yes, the Kraken are in. Although what's not in is that ball, and it's gone. And just like that, Atlanta takes the lead 2-1. And if you were the Nationals, this is not the thing you wanted to see. You didn't want to see guys like Albies hit a home run and lay the smackdown on your candy ass. Ozzy Arbis, or Albies, excuse me. Yes. So anyway, to make a long story short, because I haven't completed the what is it, the roster, and by roster I mean like, you know making sure I place those on the roster for the teams that are going to be featured for the next NHL season. I won't be able to get it done in time this weekend. I will look to try to get that done the weekend after that. But unfortunately, as you can see, yeah, this is what you meant when you said that Steven Strasburg's talent went to waste because he fell off. Anyway, here's our good friend Wally. Of course, strategy for Wally is just to look for a pitch to hit. I mean, of course, this isn't the same Strasburg that dominated the pitching scene for the best part of a decade. But he does have experience, though, so that's one thing that Wally has to bear in mind is that, sure, Strasburg may not have the stuff that he once did, but he knows how to use it. That's one thing that he still has, is he knows what to do. It's just a matter of can you do it. 2-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Well, he did get Wally, but that's his first strikeout, though. So, in other words, I'm putting together the next Fire Pro show and the next NHL season. Not for this weekend, but for the following weekend. So at least I can give Blue Toad Wrestling a break after that. Well, after this weekend, that is. So, and of course, it's also going to be nice because I'll have another 3-day weekend this weekend as well. So I'll have a lot more options to give you guys. Okay, so Crushing Kelly's up for Fire Pro. Also, Kelly, let me know when you're ready to compete in the ring. Especially for the big thing. And by the big thing, I mean the House of Black. Because it just wouldn't be a show of that caliber without Crushing Kelly. Although this time, that's going to do it for the inning, but Ozzy Albies, can't talk, hits a 2-run home run to put the Braves ahead 2-1 at the end of 1 out of 3. But yeah, Kelly, I hope you enjoy your ring. Oh, that's an interesting matchup. It's the brothers against against what? Well, with one of them, it's the wife, and the other is the brother-in-law. And then for the other, it's a friend, and for the other, it's the date. At least when it comes to Azriel and Patty. Well, and if he isn't, at least I can make him. Thankfully, it's easy to make Rex. All I have to do is find a bald guy and make him look detestable. Well, but then again, I don't think it's the first time that you've ever. I don't think it would be the first time you've ever fought in Atticus. I imagine you fought in Atticus several times. Oh, okay. See, I wasn't sure if they were married. Last I checked, they were dating, but that just goes to show. Me and eloped. Oh, okay. See, I couldn't talk. Anyway, and while we were talking, Ruiz did get hit with a pitch, and actually he got hit on the underarm. Though he might have tried to oversell that. But on the other hand, you never know if it was going to hit his face. Oh, that's right. In the AEW game, you can fight men and women, which is probably the only positive I can give that game. It's just, it doesn't have enough content in the sense of it doesn't have a community creation, which is probably the biggest thing that it does not have. I can understand if this was like an older game, like Here Comes the Pain or some game before they had community creations, but wow, they didn't even have that. And then Azriel says he's down for that. Awesome. Me and Patty fought in one of the AEW streams. And I'm willing to bet that Patty won. Or if not, I just know that one of you were willing to do the job, brother. Anyway, hits it down the line. Well, not down the line, but hits it to left center, but not far enough. I would love to fight AJ. I mean, of course, brother and sister fight a lot. Anyway, here's the defense for the Braves. Of course, our very own Wally is at third base. Some of the other big stars include Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman. Of course, this was before Freddie left. But now, eighth at bat is our good friend Joshua James. So spotlight on that young man right there. A former tag team champion, Intercontinental champion. And as far as Fire Pro is concerned, the greatest never open weight champion that there ever was. If there's ever a title that is synonymous with Joshua James in Fire Pro, it's the never open weight championship. Fouls it off. 1-2. But I did enjoy the Monday show, especially since I had that day off. But I definitely enjoyed the show with Wicked Bells, I think it was called. The IWG. Oh yeah, that's right. You're with Sis at the time, and by Sis you mean LD. Anyway, Ryan Zimmerman is another guy that's coming up, and in fact, I believe at the time he was the longest tenured player for Washington at that point. Yes, on the Tigers, it's just you and Jose and the rest of the team. Yep. Not having a closer screwed us last season. Well, you did have a closer, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. Yeah, because I do remember Zimmerman. Well, he hits it high, but not far enough. That's the end of the top half of the second inning. Bottom half coming up. Score is still 2-1. Ryan Zimmerman. Yeah, because I remember I do remember his first season in Washington was the first season that Washington became a thing. The Nationals, I mean. I just remember them as the ex-Expos. But I am happy that the Expos are coming back. It'll take some time, of course. And in fact, I might consider holding off until they add those new teams, because I would hate to get a new game and then have to get another one shortly after. So, but hey, I'll definitely keep that in mind though. Hits it down and hits it where nobody's covering that gap. Hits it the other way, and it gets hit off of Austin Voth. And then Diamond Light says, "Aren't Diamond Light and I junior weight? Yep, yeah, junior heavyweight tag team champions in Blue Toad's version of Fire Pro. Yes, you are. I gotta slow down." Yeah, I kind of figured you do, Fatty. Anyway, Joshua James, much like Wally Wally Wally, also plays third base. And then the only other big star that they do have is Juan Soto at right field. Then, of course, you have a former number one pick overall. And how this man ended up with Atlanta is mind-boggling, to say the least, because to think he was traded before he ever played a game for, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but wasn't he drafted by the the Diamondbacks? And before he even got to play a game for them, he was traded away. Adam Duvall is the one with the base hit, absolutely. I forgot to thank you for covering me for that. All right, 1-2-1 is the count. Okay, so it's you, Atticus, and Patty. All right, let me get my Fire Pro. I'm also gonna double check to see